Connection with an inspirational word for you. This is the Bishop's Connection to the Facebook family and friends. Oh, woo. This is the Bishop's Connection.
Good day to my Woo, my Facebook, and my YouTube family. Welcome to Bishop's Connection. I'm continuing my series entitled Principles for Biblical Behavioral Change. And this is the last part of our teaching, part 7. Let's look at Luke chapter 22, verse 40 through 42, which forms our base scripture. And the word of the Lord reads, "And when he was at the place, he said unto them, Pray that ye enter not into temptation. And he was withdrawn from them about a stone's cast, and kneeled down and prayed, saying, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done." I'm sharing 5 biblical principles for behavioral change. We've discussed thus far principle number 1, the principle of faith. Our second principle was the principle of affirmation. Our third principle was the principle of dominant influence. Our fourth principle, which was last week, was the principle of modeling. Today, let's explore the final principle, principle number 5, the principle of accountability. The principle of accountability. Being accountable for your actions anchors you in your resolve. I'll call this your support to maintain stick-to-itiveness. I made up a word. That's my word. I'm a doctor, so I can make up words, right? That's just a joke. But I call this support stick-to-itiveness. Where there is no accountability, there will be a more significant opportunity to relapse and get off track. It will help you if you become accountable to someone for the goals you set and for the commitment you have made to change habits or unwarranted behavior patterns in your life. Your accountability does not have to be a formal agreement. A simple casual request to a friend or family member to help you stay on course will often satisfy this discipline developing process component. If you've ever been involved with a multi-level marketing business, you remember that whoever brought you into the business was considered your sponsor. They were considered your support base to help keep you on track, develop you in building your business, and ultimately reach your goal of success. Many years ago, I began plotting financial goals for my family and me, and I met with a financial advisor. He asked me a series of questions as it related to where I wanted to be in my future financially. We first established or set the goals that I had in mind, and then he proceeded to develop, a strategy to help me achieve those goals. The key to achieving these goals was the one component that is very necessary if you are going to have behavior change, and that is discipline. Say that word with me, discipline. Discipline is very important. It is quintessential to your behavioral change. And as an advisor, he was there to monitor, advise, and encourage me to stay on course or on track to reach the goals I had discussed earlier in my initial appointment. You see, setting my eyes on my family's goals added a dimension of discipline to stay the course in achieving our desired future success. You see, this setting of the will kept us from overspending when shopping. A lot of you need to hear that. We're coming up to the holiday season. This discipline curtailed us from purchasing large ticket items. My wife and I practiced something called delayed gratification. We knew that if we held our course and remain accountable to one another, we would be able to enjoy the fruit of our labor one day. You see, now that you know the principles and how they work, and the key to working them is a matter of you establishing your will to do so. It's not difficult to learn how to set your will on course of a healthy behavior. Now, in our next segment, I'm going to begin sharing key components of understanding the will setting process. The will setting process. Because remember, we have a soul and a spirit that is housed in a body to have an earthly experience. There are 5 components to the soul, and we are dealing with the component of the will. The will must be developed. It is not automatically set when we become a born-again Christian. We have to do our work. And that, beloved, is what I've been trying to teach you for the last several weeks, is how to experience biblical behavioral change. Now, we're going into the process of how to set your will. So stay tuned for some great teaching that's coming up for the next several weeks. Well, thank you for tuning in to the Bishop's Connection with your host, Bishop Dr. Henry R. Williams. Now, remember to do 3 things for me. I want you to like, comment, and share. Let's bless you. May the shalom of God be upon you and your family. Remember, I'm praying for you, and I'm looking to see you next week, same place, same time. Have a blessed, prosperous week filled with the favor of God. God bless you. See you next time.
This is the Bishop's Connection with the inspirational word for you. This is the Bishop's Connection to the Facebook family and friends. Oh, woo. This is the Bishop's Connection.